What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. And happy Thursday, people. International break, and we're kind of plodding away through the international break. Looking forward to the North London derby, which is next weekend, man. But listen, you have to enjoy a bit of time off from Arsenal and maybe do something else. Watch a few of our international games. The most on-time YouTube channel, more than a 9, guys, more than a 9. Big up to everyone. Hope you are well. And make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. I'm not actually joking. The lateness was my fault, but StreamYard, I don't know what is going on with this app at the moment, but it's going mad. Anybody who streams, you will understand what I'm talking about. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard at the moment. Updates and then things, it's going crazy. But anyway, no excuses. Turn up on time. Turn up on time. You're right. I see you. But big up to everyone else. Hope you are well. And yeah, man, looking forward to the rest of the week. I've just been chilling. I'm watching a little bit of NBA. I'm looking forward to the Jamaica qualifiers, and I'm just relaxing. Take a little break from Arsenal. There's enough stress with Arsenal, and we haven't got an international break after this until March, so we're going all the way through. The rest of November. December, January, February, you know what I mean? So enjoy it. But big up to everyone. Hope you are all well. And good to see everybody in the chat. Before we do start the show today, gotta give a shout out. Gotta give a shout out to Troops. Gotta give a shout out to Troops, man. The Jamaica stream that he did, and he got Oba on the stream. You know what I'm saying? He got Oba on the stream. And not only did he get him on the stream, I think he was on for like nearly 20 minutes, bro. The man fully was chilling, and nah, man, it was a great moment. I went on the stream for over 2 hours. And it was really good, man. I think he raised over £5,000, 24-hour stream. Legendary. Legendary, man. Yo, big up St. Anne's in the building. Legendary moment. Great stream. Loads of people appeared. Actually, the stream's been taken down. I don't know what's going on with the stream. Whether it's because it's over 12 hours, and I know you can't stream for more than 12 hours on YouTube. You've got to break it down into 12-hour streams. So maybe because he went through for 24 hours, maybe they locked the stream off. I don't know. I'm not too sure why the whole stream was removed. Maybe crazy things were said during the stream and YouTube pulled it down. I don't know. But listen, great stream. Big him up. You know what I mean? Enjoyed going on there. I was tuned in for hours throughout the day as well. And big him up. And getting Oba on the stream was just amazing, man. You know what I mean? I think he's definitely a streets won't forget Arsenal player, man. We need him. We needed him in this time period at Arsenal now. So yeah, man. Shout out Troops. I saw a lot of you in the comments as well. So big up to everybody who supported that, man. I enjoyed going on there as well. It was a good stream. I am going to do a Jamaica stream as well, but it ain't going to be 24 hours. I'll probably do 2 or 3 hours, and what we'll do, we'll get a link and then just leave it for a week or two and donate as much as we can. And I'll obviously share some places in the UK where you can donate clothing and sanitary and stuff like that as well. David, are the Reggae Boys in the cup? So basically, they've got Trinidad. If they beat Trinidad and Bermuda beat Curacao, they're in the World Cup. Not likely to happen. Jamaica probably will beat Trinidad, but Bermuda probably won't beat Curacao. Which will then mean the game next week where Jamaica play Curacao at home, and if they beat them, they will be in the World Cup. So basically, Jamaica have just got to win both games. Win both games and they qualify, but they haven't qualified yet. That stream was go. The best part was the gonna be White Yardie Misfits need to make that fight. It's mad. You know what? Somebody sent me a clip of that. I didn't see it live, but we got Big CC and Budgie going crazy. Nah, I haven't seen that. I'll have a look. We'll have a look. This is the problem, you see. You've got to be careful when you're donating money and when you're sending things, like, where is it going? That's the question you always want to know. Like, people are willing to donate, but where is the money going? And there's a lot of people who've created things where you can donate and they're not real and stuff like that. So you do have to be careful. But yeah, man, big up to everyone who supported Troop Stream, quality stream. Hopefully you can get that re-uploaded. They looted things, did they? Yeah, desperation, man. You know what I mean? It's sad to see. It's sad to see, I can't lie. When are England playing? Are they playing tonight? The man said, will you do a stream? I actually don't know when England are playing. Are they playing tonight? They are playing tonight. England v Serbia, man. I'll be real with you, man. I doubt it very much. I don't want to tell. England have already qualified. It's a bit of a nothing game, really, isn't it? It's a bit of a nothing game. I can't lie. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But unlikely. I'm not gonna lie. England qualifiers are stinky at the best of times, man, and they've already qualified. So, yeah, I think we might be busy for that one, people. I can't lie. Arsenal women, what is going on? 2-0 up against Bayern Munich. I didn't watch the game. I checked it on my phone. I thought, let me check. 2-0. I thought, yeah, man, light work. Dusting up Bayern Munich. And then the update came through 3-2. I thought, hey, what's going on here? 3-2. Anyone who watched the game, how did Arsenal women lose 3-2 after being 2-0 up against Bayern Munich? Yeah, but did Arteta take over? What happened? Did he bring on pure defenders? I don't know what's going on. But yeah, very disappointing to see that, man. We want to see the Arsenal women get the Champions League back. Coma said, Arsenal women scam last year's Champions League. Lucky they didn't get Barca last year. Well, Arteta's infected sluggers. Yeah, man, what's going on? Anyway, let's get into the Arsenal conversation. And obviously, it's not the most, busy of periods. So anything that sort of happens, everyone's going to cover it and discuss it, which is why I haven't been live every day. I don't like to force content on the channel. This week's been a very busy week for me, actually. Next week will be a lot quieter, so we're going to try and get some streams done. Member stream, Jamaica stream. We'll try and get those things done next week, people. But the big news at the moment is the Miles Lewis Skelly story, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen it, and you've probably got strong opinions on it. And I don't think there's much of a story around it, but there is a discussion point to be had around it and what your guys' opinions are on the story. So basically, Miles Lewis Skelly has been left out of the England squad. He's been in the last few squads. He's started games at left back. He's looked like a cert going to the World Cup. He's looked like an absolute cert. Whether he's starting or on the bench, everyone's like, Lewis Skelly's going to be one of the 2 or 3 left backs that go to the World Cup. He's been left out of this squad for these games. Thomas Tuchel does an interview saying, Lewis Skelly is a top player, really good personality, good attitude, but he won't be in the England squad if he's not getting regular game time. Obviously, at the moment, he's not getting regular game time at all. I know a lot of people are saying he's young and he's had some cup games, but even in the last Champions League game, he was on the bench for Nketiah. So Calafiori's getting the majority of the league games. Nketiah got one of the Champions League games. So his game time is very limited at the moment. Then Sky Sports put out a story and an article saying that Lewis Skelly is being tracked by a number of Premier League clubs who are keeping an eye on his situation, with it seemingly looking like he's second, maybe even third choice left back at the moment. So that created a lot of discussion. Would Lewis Skelly leave? He signed a new deal in the summer on much bigger money. Some people are saying he's young, he's got to be patient, no problem, no need to press the panic button. Some people are saying he's being mistreated. One of the best left backs in the Premier League last year, now the second or third choice player. What is your opinion? Where are you at in terms of the Miles Lewis Skelly situation? Feel free to get your comments in. Do you think Arteta's mistreating him? Do you think he's 19 years old? He's got to be patient. Calafiori has played really well this season. We've got to take that into account. Nkapie is a player that has won a league title in Germany. So does he just have to buckle down? Is this football? Is this big club situations? And you've got to deal with it. And a lot of people are also saying, look, there's no need to panic. He will get game time. You know, it's just the start of the season. And what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Where are you guys at with Miles Lewis Skelly? I think there's an element of balance. I think there's an element of sort of truth to all of it. On the one hand, you are 19. You're at one of the biggest clubs in the country. You do have to show some grit and fight. That's fine. On the other hand, you know, he's getting very minimal game time. A lot of people said, oh, don't worry, Lewis Skelly will end up in midfield. Well, we haven't seen him play in midfield. So, you know, very similar to Zinchenko. I always said Zinchenko should get game time in midfield at Arsenal. He never really played in midfield at Arsenal. Now, we're going to cover this in the next part of this story, but just as an example and interesting timing, Riccardo Calafiori has been ruled out of Italy's game on Thursday with a hip injury. He is in the Italian squad, but has been ruled out of their game on Thursday. Might play in the game next week. They're not sure yet. They're going to monitor his hip situation. My advice, if I could speak personally to Lewis Skelly, and I know a lot of these Arsenal players, they tap in. I've spoken to some of these guys when we've been on the tour. My advice to Lewis Skelly is, you've got to knuckle down, bro. You've got to knuckle down. You kind of came out of nowhere. Do you know what I mean? Nobody expected him to be starting at left back. I remember watching him last year, 2024 summer in LA, playing left back. I've always a good play. Might have a chance. Before you know it, he was starting every week. Probably played more game time last season than we expected. Listen, I am a big fan of Lewis Skelly. I think he's fantastic on the ball. That run he did against Atletico, the way he played against Real Madrid last season. Real Madrid people were interested in signing him before he signed a new contract. This is a fact. Real Madrid were interested in signing Lewis Skelly. They don't have great left backs. He's young. His contract was low wages. They were looking to do a deal. Real Madrid. So he's highly rated around Europe. But you do at the same time have to show a bit of fight. You know, it's only been 10 games in the season. I would like to see him getting more game time. I think at Sunderland he could have got a bit of game time when we were short on energy. But you've got to knuckle down. This is what being at a big club is like. And the one thing I will say about Miles Lewis Skelly, and I don't want this to be a reputation that we sort of stick to him, is that he can improve defensively. You know, he's not a natural fullback, similarly to where we speak about Trent. But he is fantastic on the ball. So listen, my thing is this. I hope he's not pushed to third choice. He still needs to get game time, but he does have to, you know, maybe show a little bit of fight. Calafiori has played well. No matter what, you know, I wasn't the biggest Calafiori fan. I've said that a few times, but he's had a good season. So you've got a battle. But I hope he's not, you know, I was watching the overlap this morning and Solskjaer was sort of talking about how, and Ian Wright was sort of saying how United turned their back on homegrown players. Kobbie Mainoo, Rashford, Scott McTominay. You look at Rashford at Barcelona, you look at McTominay at Napoli, and look how they've done since leaving. You know, these question marks. Why couldn't Man United get that form out of those two players? Now Kobbie Mainoo, who was starting for England 2 years ago, doesn't even get off the bench. So I don't want Skelly to end up like Reece Nelson, the forgotten man. But at the same time, it is only 10, 11 games into the season. I think where it might hit him hard, though, people, is if he doesn't go to that World Cup. Because 6 months ago, he would have been starting for England at left back. Now, with O'Reilly at City, with Shaw being back fit for Man United, the fact that Spence is playing at left back for Tottenham, Lewis Hall at Newcastle, he may not even get in that England squad. So, but listen, as I said, Calafiori's got a knock. Maybe he can get back in for the derby. John said, he said, Big C, he said he lost his dad last week. Today is his birthday. The times seem toxic. Listen, condolences to you and your family. And listen, man, stay strong. I appreciate you tuning in. Hope we can lift you in some way during the stream, and try and enjoy your birthday however you can, however you can. So listen, man, big up to you. And I see the community shouting you out as well. So big up the community as always. And listen, man, appreciate you tuning in, Johns, man. Big up, bro. And keep in contact, keep locked in, with the community and the streams and everything. Big up to Mohammed, man, and big up to you, man. I saw your donation on the Jamaica stream for troops, man. Big up to you as always, Mohammed. He says, big up Big C in the community. Arsenal have played 14 to 16 games. He was involved in at least 10. English media making a big deal out of it. He is 19. Yeah, and listen, I always said, people, like, sometimes the media try and make you stumble a little bit as well, you look at the start of the season, and I think, was it last year as well? There was a time where Foden was on the bench for a while at Manchester City, and Sky Sports weren't, oh my God, this is the PFA Player of the Year, and now he's on the bench. Nah, they were just like, Foden's on the bench. So, as I say, keep it locked. I'm not going to ignore the story. There's a story there. We're going to discuss it. This is what we do on this channel. But I don't want to blow it up into some, oh my God, Lewis Skelly's leaving thing. Nah, he's being linked with clubs. He's not starting. What do we think? Move on. Sky have got to fill news articles, and I keep saying it, people. I've said it so many times. Arsenal are the easiest target. We're the easiest target because we have the loudest fan base on social media. We're top of the league, and every little story is a big story with Arsenal, So yeah, I don't think Skelly's going anywhere. I think he's just got to have a period in time now where he knuckles down and gets to work. It's as simple as that. Calafiore's having a very good season, but if I'm Lewis Skelly, I'm still thinking I can get him out of the team. I can get him out. I've got to show my quality on the ball. It's nothing. It's not a major story. It's nothing more than a discussion. So yeah, we'll move on from that one. As I said, just briefly, people, Calafiori, I think with Italy, I think they might have already qualified. So I don't know if this is a real injury, if you know what I mean. It may be a knock, and they just don't want to risk Calafiori because he's been picked for the squad. So the fact that he's in the squad would probably indicate that he's fine, and maybe they're going to leave him out. I'm just checking. Have Italy already qualified? Let me look at Italy's group. So they play, I think they've qualified already, yeah. I think they've qualified. They can still win the group. Oh, no, they haven't, That would take them into a playoff. So they haven't qualified. But they're playing Moldova, who, look, Moldova got 1 point out of 6 games. So it's probably a precaution, and they're going to save him for the game afterwards. The game afterwards is against Norway. Norway are top, Haaland and them. So, yeah, from what I'm reading here, it says Calafiori's been left out as a precaution on this website as they prepare for the game against Italy on the 16th of November. So there you go. Norway are 3 points clear of Italy. So that might go down to the last game. And obviously Norway are desperate to qualify with Haaland and co. So yeah, that may just be a precaution for Calafiore. When the moon is your eyes, Calafiore. Big up to everyone locked in, man. Yeah, don't worry, the intro will be back, man. I'm fighting in the emails, people, but we're going to get it back. We're going to get it back. Yeah, man, as I said at the start, man, big up to everyone who's just tuned in, man. I did shout out troops, man. The stream was excellent. Abba coming on was just top quality. I went on the stream for about 2.5 hours, man. So yeah, it was really good. Hopefully you can re-upload it because I think it's been taken down at the moment. So I'm not sure why, but hopefully they get that sorted out, man. Warren said, but the closer you get to the World Cup and you're not in the squad, the less likely you're going to go. Like Jack, Everton don't seem Don't see him going to the World Cup. He's not been in one squad. Yeah, I think the way that he was playing, Jack Grealish, you thought he's going to get in the England squad. But you've got Rashford at Barcelona, who is putting up numbers at one of the biggest clubs in the world. And he loves Anthony Gordon. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Anthony Gordon. I think he's all right. But yeah, Grealish can't get in the squad. And the problem is, you don't need 3 or 4 left wingers because let's be real, Rodgers could go on the left, Eze can go on the left. So these number 10s can drift to the left-hand side as well. So yeah, I'm not sure Grealish will get there. Imagine Ober and Curtis Shaw TV. I know, man, I know. Did you see the drama that followed later? Yeah, no, people sent me clips. Which were, listen, man, I mean, bit of a shame. Um, because of what the stream is for, but if people have got problems, then they're gonna air them out. That's the reality, I suppose. But yeah, it is what it is, people. Right, let's move on. Very interesting was Solbakken, who is the Norway coach. So we saw this story basically saying that Arsenal are hoping to have a number of their players back for the game against Tottenham. And what drama? People were arguing, people on the stream anyway, is the drama. Not in major, but Solbakken, who is the Norway manager, was asked about Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard has gone over with Norway to support them as they can qualify for the World Cup for the first time in a number of years. But when he was asked about Martin Odegaard and how close he was to a return, bear in mind we play Tottenham next weekend, he said about Martin Odegaard's rehabilitation, he said, it is steady. It is going in a steady direction, but he is some distance away, which I think is very interesting. Now, we play Tottenham next weekend. A manager saying you're still some distance away does not sound like you're going to be available in 8 or 9 days' time. That sounds like you're a few weeks away maybe from being back. If you notice, Arsenal have been very coy in this international break about what players are going to be back and who's close to a return. We're not really hearing a lot about, we heard a story that, Gyökeres and Odegaard and Martinelli and Madueke, they're hoping that all of them are going to be back for the game against Tottenham. But according to reports, Odegaard is still some distance away. So as I keep saying, Eze, you have got to get hold of this situation. You've got time to nail down a place in this Arsenal team, and it looks like you may start the derby. Can you imagine? I said this the other day, people. We spoke in detail about this when we did Arsenal Therapy on Monday, was Eze's been okay. He hasn't been great. I wouldn't say Eze's been bad, but he hasn't been as good as we expected, and the excitement that we had when we signed him, he's been underwhelming. He's had some good moments. Can you imagine Eze, North London derby, at the Emirates? Bear in mind he was 24 hours away from signing for Tottenham. Can you imagine Eze scoring against Tottenham for Arsenal in the derby? Do you know what I mean? I think sometimes as a player, you need that moment to spark you, I thought his goal against Crystal Palace was going to get him going. Yeah, I watched the carpool with Eze. I watched it. He's got character and personality, but we don't average as a compliment. Listen, man, it does take players time to settle. It does, and I think sometimes we have to accept that you may not see the Eze from Palace straight away. We haven't seen maybe the Gyökeres from Sporting Lisbon straight away. I think with Eze, we expected him to settle down quicker because he plays in the league, But from what Solbakken is saying here, Odegaard doesn't sound like he's going to be available for the North London derby. So it's one of them. It is one of them. I don't think Eze hides. I really don't think he hides. I think he just doesn't. I thought he was a 10 that got on the ball constantly. When you watch him, you think he has large periods out of the game. I want him on the ball more. Definitely needs to get on the ball more. Come on, Curtis, he's being bad. Place any other player. No, he's not pointless. That's harsh. He's had some good moments. Big goal against Palace. Played really well against Newcastle. Played really well against Atletico first half. Great ball for Martinelli against City. So they're important moments. But overall, he needs to do more. Big C, busy. I know, man. I know. Eze and Gyökeres, especially Gyökeres, man. I really went all out for Gyökeres in the summer. When we were going for Sesko, I was adamant I didn't want that guy anywhere near the football club. And listen, I think that Sesko's been terrible at Man United. I think Gyökeres is a far better player. I think he's got a far better mentality. From the moment I saw the guy taking the 10th penalty against Grimsby, I said, we signed the right one out of the two. But we need to get more out of Gyökeres. Yeah, the aim over the next week is 100k OGs and member stream. I could even combine the 100k stream with the Jamaica stream. That might make sense, because to be honest, to get 4 streams in by next weekend is a push. But we're gonna get us next week. I've got more time, so we're gonna get to business, people. Don't worry. We'll get one of them done on Monday and then chip away from there. We will get there, people. You might finally realise these low blocks ain't no joke. Dissing Odegaard every week. Nah, Odegaard was very inconsistent though, man. He was. But yeah, sometimes you realise that, a player, maybe you need him a little bit more. I'm so happy Sesko is not with us. I didn't. When they was putting out stories saying Sesko was put off by Havertz, I'm like, keep that guy away from this club. Yeah, if you're a striker and you're looking at Havertz and you're intimidated by that, seeing Havertz up top, keep that brother away from Arsenal Football Club. The moment I read that interview, said, don't want nothing to do with this guy. Nothing. So, yeah, I'm still confident that Gyökeres will heavily outscore Sesko this season. Heavily outscore him. Right, people. Right, man said I'll be 100. I know I'll be on 200k by the time I do the 100k stream. Now I've got to do it. I've got to do it. There's an Eze shirt upstairs in the cupboard, people, bagged up. It's got to be given away to one of you guys. Otherwise, that shirt won't even be. They'll be wearing a new shirt by next season if I carry on like this. One player that looks like he'll be back for the Tottenham game, people, is Noni Madueke. By the way, I just realised they got to be veneers as well, innit, man? He's definitely been there with Gabriel Magalhaes. I reckon. Yeah, I reckon he's been there as well. Anyway, apparently Madueke was very close to making the squad at Sunderland when Arteta was sort of hinting that every injured player, that one or two of them might be back. Apparently it was Noni Madueke. They kept it quiet. Apparently it was 50-50 to be available for the Sunderland game. Arsenal believed that away from home in a very physical game at Sunderland after being out for a couple of months was not the right game to bring him back. They wanted him to have the international break to get himself fitter. Now, the biggest compliment I can pay Noni Madueke, by the way, is we could do with having him back. Like, I wasn't happy about this signing when we signed him. I still don't think he's amazing, but he's impressed me more than I expected. And the one thing I'll say about him, he's got that individual quality in 1v1s, even 2v1s at times. So, we could have done with him against Sunderland coming on late in the game. So, and it's a good point, Cello, is like, over the last couple of years, you've had a lot of wingers like that in the Premier League. Now, I said the other day, and you guys would have all watched it, hopefully a lot of you watched it on this stream, was Doku put the best performance of the season I've seen from any winger in the Premier League. He absolutely gave Conor Bradley nightmares, but he had end product at the end of it, which made it so good. I'm hoping that Madueke is sort of in that early stage of where Doku was. He's a Doku light right now. whips past fullbacks like they're not even there. Still, for me, does not have enough end product. Even in them games for Arsenal, how many of his passes found someone? How many of his shots went in the back of the net? Not enough of them. This was the problem I thought about him when we signed him. However, that is what Arteta has got to develop in his game. We heard so often Arteta was brilliant with Sterling and Leroy Sané at Manchester City, but those two, were at elite levels when they were there. So not difficult to coach them. That's what we need to be seeing with Noni Madueke, because he can go past fullbacks with ease. We need better end product, but we need squad depth. Like I said, people, Tottenham, Bayern Munich, Chelsea. That's our 7 days coming back from international break. So we need Madueke. We need. I don't know if you saw, there was a picture of Victor Gyökeres shopping in London the other day. Everyone's going, he's back. Well, not necessarily. I hope he is back, but he's only walking around. He tweaked his hamstring, so him walking around Oxford Street shopping doesn't mean, he's fully fit for Tottenham. Look, he's walking around with a shopping bag. But I'm telling you now, we need Victor Gyökeres back. That is one we desperately need back, because I'm not trying to see Marino up front against Tottenham and Bayern Munich. I'm not. I'm just not trying to see that. So Noni Madueke looks like he's back. Looks like Odegaard isn't going to be back. Gyökeres and Martinelli, we haven't really heard anything about that yet. So we'll have to see. Yeah, exactly. Harrods is not top Spurs. Although we are at home against Tottenham, but yeah, Romero and them, man, physical defender. So we're going to have to be up for it. But at least Noni Madueke is on the way back. But nah, I'm not trying to see Marino against, Romero and Van der Ven and then Upamecano and them, man. He'll get absolutely bullied. He'll be rolling around the Emirates all game. So, yeah, man, I hope Gyökeres is back. But looks like Noni Madueke will be back, people. A little bit of news that came out of nowhere. He's shopping around. Scientifically, it means he's back, yeah. Heard Calafiore had a hip injury. Yeah, just spoke about that. Apparently only caught a precautionary. Romero came off injured in the last game, didn't he? But whether he's available or not, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, people. But yeah, like we said, maybe he will get his opportunity, Lewis Skelly. Will he go in Capie? Big up to everyone, man. Let's get the likes up to 1,000. 1,500 of you in the chat. Big up. No, it's an international break. No, it's quiet. We'll still get content done. We will we'll do a couple of watch-alongs as well. But not that England game, I can't lie. Eubank Ben, that'll be a good fight. The first one was a lot better than I expected. I thought Eubank would deal with Ben quite easily with the size difference, but it was competitive, man. This will be a good one. It'll be a good one. Arsenal have got a new scout, people. Arsenal have got a new scout. Apparently one of the best scouts in Serie A. Let me get this logo out of the way. Big up Hakeem in the chat, man. He said, does Arteta have the man doing explosive work in training? How do they keep doing hamstrings and knees? Yeah, bro. I mean, hamstrings. I mean, Martinelli and Saliba have pulled their hamstring. Saka's pulled one, torn the other. Havertz has torn one. Gabriel's torn one. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. The training must be too intense. Even the warm weather training in Dubai, Havertz tore his hamstring. He meant to be chilling in Dubai, bro, just relaxing, doing some light sessions. Arsenal are in advanced talks to appoint Napoli's head of scouting, Maurizio Micheli, into a leading recruitment position. Micheli, credited with the identification of Marek Hamsik, Kim Min-jae, and Kavica Kvaratskhelia, is said to be finalising the move. They reckon he's one of the best scouts in Italy. He's leaving Napoli. He knows Berta, and he's coming to the Arsenal. So Berta wheeling his magic once again, bringing in a top scout. If only you'd have brought him in a year ago, bro, maybe we would have had Kvara playing left wing, because that's the kind of winger that we needed. Still to this day, that for me is one of the biggest misses. He would have been perfect for Arteta's style, to be honest. I think he would have been great. But yeah, we'll have to see with that. What does it mean? I mean, they're obviously planning for next summer. there's a certain player in the Italian league that I've said many times, people, that we should bring to the carpet. But let's see. And we will talk about that story next, actually, because it does excite me. As you know, he's a player that I've named a few times. Players years apart, but we'll see what we can do. Kvara made the Champions League different. I think if PSG don't get Kvara last season, we potentially beat them. People might go, oh, one player. And no, I thought if you look at that game in the home game at the Emirates, I haven't seen any winger do to Timber what Kvara did to him in that first leg. He was dizzy, bro. Yeah, he got booked. He had him twisting and turning. He was the difference. If you look at Doué in that game, he didn't really trouble us that much. Dembele did score against us outside of the goal. He didn't really do much, but obviously the goal is devastating. But Kvara, he had Timber on skates in that first game, and I honestly haven't really seen any winger do that to him. He was the difference. And then we heard, like you said, Andre, Timber wasn't 100%. You know, he came out and said he was basically playing for injury. Playing for injury against Kvara is carnage, absolute carnage. So he was. Imagine if we had him playing left wing. You look at that first game, Martinelli misses a one-on-one. Trossard misses a one-on-one, both on the left-hand side of the pitch. I think Kvara scores one of them, you know. But we'll see. Listen, head of scouting, obviously he'll work with Berta. Berta is the sporting director. These two will be in close quarters. And listen, the positive thing is we've got a strong setup now upstairs, which is what you need in a football club. You need a quality scout. You need a quality sporting director. And we've got that. How about top 5 in your FPL league? I don't like talking about that FPL league. Let me give a quick shout out to the top 5 in the league. I'm certainly not top 5 in that league. Oh wow, I'm 1,897th. So top 5 in the FPL league. We'll do a prize for the winner. Fish and Chips FC, top of the league. Kimani is top. Barcelona is second. Wayne. Toro United, Gershom is third. Fraud Squad, Amit is fourth. And Jam Boys All Stars by Jay is fifth. Yeah. I like that name. What the Skelly. Sebastian, you're in seventh. Big up. But yeah, that FPL, I don't like to talk about it, people. How can you set up a league? You're not even in the top 1,500. It's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace, people. Brito said Ramiro came off and became available immediately. Richarlison scored. I think he's available, any Ramiro. And Batillo said, I want this shirt. Where can I find it? Loads of people like this shirt, you know. You know, with the training kits, sometimes they're out and then they just sell out and they never come back. So this one was available this last season. This was available for ages last season. 30, 40 pound. You know, big up Johns, by the way, said, appreciate the community for the words of comfort and condolences. It's difficult to lose a dad who's your pillar and support system. Yeah, man. Listen, man, just like I say, keep tapped in with the community. And yeah, man, just try and remain positive and try and enjoy your birthday, bro. Happy birthday, man. Spark said, higher than Big C, my achievement for the year. One thing I've realized is, like, you know, we all consider ourselves football experts. There's no doubt about it, right? I'm 1,897th in the FPL, which is an embarrassment. Yeah, in the Forever Arsenal Predictions League, I'm bottom of the league, predicting scorelines. What is going on here? But you know what? It's guesswork. I'm not good at guesswork, I suppose, in football. I need facts. I need pure facts. But yeah, not good, people. Not good. But there's a long way to go. I believe I can get in that top 1,000 at least. It's a disgrace, people. Absolute disgrace. Big up to everyone locked in. Let's carry on. Yeah, Rafael Leao, people. Rafael Leao. Mikel Arteta has tasked Andrea Berta with signing a new left-sided forward. Rafael Leao is the ideal target. Music to my ears, people. Bring him to the carpet. Leao is very keen to test himself in the Premier League. Arsenal are firm contenders and see him as the perfect attacking addition. Now, I get it. In the community, there's a divide. Some people aren't, as keen as me on that signing, but I think it's a big signing if we get him. What has given me some hope that this deal could be a possibility? Before, I thought to myself, there's no way that Arsenal would sign Rafa Leao. He doesn't work hard enough. Arteta wouldn't like a player like that. But when you look at Eze, not exactly the most hardworking of players, is he? And what I'm thinking now is maybe Berta's got more control over these signings. Because I'm adamant, by the way, and I've said this. Arteta wanted Nico Williams and Sesko. We ended up with Eze and Gyökeres. So I'm hoping that Berta's kind of getting in his ear and going, listen, first of all, I know you like Sesko, but Sesko's young. He's unproven. He's talking about, Havertz is intimidating. Let's get the proven the proven product that's doing the business right now. Okay, all right, let's go for Gyökeres. Right, Havertz is injured. I think we should get Eze. He's a boyhood Arsenal fan. He's quality. He's won the FA Cup. He's on his way to Tottenham. Let's do that. So I'm hoping that Berta's got that influence on him. And I think Berta would love Leao. Because Leao's done damage in Serie A, and Berta knows what them players are about. You look at Atletico Madrid, they've had ballers when he's been there as well. So I'm hoping Berta leans on Arteta and we end up with Leao on the left, Saka on the right, Gyökeres up front. That front three, I reckon, could cook people, I'm telling you. But yeah, man. Brito, why did the community slander you at Forever Arsenal? Bro, both the voice notes, But I don't mind it. That somebody said we get a much calmer version when you're on Forever than when you're on your own channel. I said, bro, you go in your own house. You act a little different than when you... I don't change my opinion, by the way. My opinion is the same. The next voice note said, what does Arteta need to do to prove you right? I said he needs to win a major trophy. If he doesn't win a major trophy, he's got to go for me. So my opinion was the same. But maybe the clip gets let off a little bit more in my own environment. It is what it is. And in terms of Nico Williams, by the way, never wanted that guy at Arsenal. Never. I think he's one of the most overrated wingers. He had a great Euros for Spain, but every time I watch him for Bilbao, he's trash. I don't rate him. Yeah, sometimes I can't lie. The AFTV community, they can't handle it when I start talking about, Arteta might have to leave. That one really punches them in the stomachs. They can't handle that. What? A world where Arteta's not Arsenal. How will we survive? He created the whole football club, surely. We were in the Championship when he took over. No, we wasn't, mate. No, we wasn't. We finished fifth the year before. And we had Oba, by the way, who was amazing to watch. Bring Leao to the carpet. Bring Leao to the carpet. Would you date if she was at Arsenal? Bro, keep football and relationships separate. You know what I mean? Keep them separate. Unreasonable. Yeah, maybe we press a few buttons, Here's what it is. You got to add some balance over there, right? But anyway, let's see what happens with that one. Hopefully something develops with Rafa Leao. If he signs for Arsenal, I want some credit, man. I started that, people. Right, couple more stories, then we will be out of here. We're approaching 50 minutes. Big up to everyone locked in. Let's get Aubameyang back. Bro, he's still bagging goals, bro, at Marseille. I'm not even... Go and look at his record, man. Oh, do you know what, man? It's pure, innit? As you said, it's pure. The fact that Oba just still stays connected as well, I think that's amazing. I think that's amazing. I know a lot of people say that they used to call me Aubameyang's agent, but you don't get characters like that very often in football. That was a player where the kids want to do his celebration and all the fans love him and he's connected to the fan base and he's got iconic moments, you know. To score 2 in an FA Cup semi-final and 2 in an FA Cup final against Chelsea and City, who were far better than us at the time, by the way. You can't underestimate how big that is. I honestly think Oba, right, and you guys can quote me on this, I think Aubameyang at Arsenal is better than what Isak is right now. And Isak cost 125 million. I think Oba's better than Isak, genuinely. You know, to me, Isak looks shy at Liverpool. I don't even know if he can handle that big club pressure. Oba embraced every single moment of it. He'd done the business at Dortmund. He won the Golden Boot ahead of Lewandowski when Lewandowski was at Bayern. That's unbelievable. He comes to Arsenal, wins a Golden Boot in a terrible Arsenal team with Kolasinac and, you know, all these players around him. He's better than Isak, bro. And Isak cost 125 M's. How much would Oba be worth? Scored 30-odd goals at Marseille. It cost 130 million. Now, that was the last gift from Arsene Wenger. I can't lie. Wenger was in big decline, but leaving Oba before he left, that was his you know, his lasting shot that kind of left us in good stead. Went to Barca. You know, I remember him scoring against Real Madrid in the Clasico and that. Man, the guy's a baller, man. Guy's a baller. Yeah, I agree. After his contract, he declined, but our team was stinky, man. The older you get, you need better players around you, I would say, in his defence as well. And Arteta's tactics destroyed him. There's games he was at left back, bro. You know what I mean? Defending. So, yeah. It is what it is, people. No, do you know what, bro? It was an open stream. So basically, Troops was basically said, there's the link. You can come back on and off the stream when you want, and you can stay on as long as you want. Do you know what I mean? So the problem for me, when Oba came on, I was in the car. I was driving, listening to it. So if I was at home, I would have been on. But big up Troops, man. That was a great stream. I hope they can re-upload that because I think it's been taken down. I don't know why. But yeah, if you didn't, then hopefully you can watch that back if it does get re-uploaded, people. And there was all sorts going off on there, you know, all sorts going on. Gabriel Magalhaes. Listen, if anyone's you know, in the London area this weekend, Saturday, 4:00, Brazil against Senegal at the Emirates Stadium, people. Vinicius Jr. saw a picture yesterday of Ancelotti, Berta, and Arteta at Arsenal's training ground. Brazil are training at Arsenal's training ground, and it was a picture where I saw people in the comments saying, "Get Ancelotti to Arsenal." But yeah, Gabriel will be playing. I believe there's still some tickets available. But apparently they're really expensive. I haven't even looked, but somebody messaged me yesterday saying, "Are you going to the Brazil game?" I said, "No." He said, "Oh, tickets are over £100 for adults." I'm like, well, there you go. You know what I mean? There you go. I suppose people will be desperate to watch Vinny Jr. Jay Dime said, "I'm stewarding that game. I'll chat to Vinny." Bro, you got work to do. You know what I'm saying? You're not just a steward. When Vinny is near you, you make sure you say to him, "Vinny, you need to sign for Arsenal." That's all you got to say. That's all we need, J Dime, because Vinny don't look happy at the moment. You know, I see him storming off the pitch, throwing arms up. Just tell Vinny, this needs to be your home ground, you know. But Vinny and Arteta, again, it doesn't look like a combination that works. I got tickets for £23. Okay, Amino. So maybe the tickets were quite cheap, and then as they've got closer to the day, and less availability, maybe they've put the price up. But yeah, J Dime, all I need, even if he's running past you, Vinny, sign for Arsenal. Don't get yourself sacked, but let him know. And then if Rodrigo, maybe tell Rodrigo, what are you doing at Madrid? I should have tried to get, you know what? I didn't think, I said this the other day. I should have tried to get a media pass for that game. And I probably got one, and I would have been doing all sorts of work to talk to these players, you know what I mean? But yeah, we've got Timu Vinnies, yeah, exactly. What's your World Cup prediction? Spain or France at the moment, I would say. I think Spain, just because their system works so well, I honestly think the weather will have an influence. You know, I said this the other day on Troop Stream, actually, that I can't see England winning the World Cup in a hot climate. And I actually don't think Thomas Tuchel is an amazing manager for England either. Um, I think England will get to like the quarters or the semis. Portugal, I don't think they'll win it. They'll try and pick Ronaldo. You ain't winning a World Cup with a 40-year-old Ronaldo up top. And I don't rate Roberto Martinez either. They've got great players individually. France team is unbelievable, but for some reason Deschamps ends up with defensive players all over it. Like their front three could be Dembele, Ballon d'Or winner, Mbappe, arguably the best player in the world, and then probably Elise, who's one of the best right wingers in world football at the moment. You could even put Doué on the right, and put Elise in the 10. You've got Camavinga, you've got Chouameni, they've got absolute Saliba and Konate centre back. The French team's unreal, but this guy will play Giroud and Rabiot and Upamecano. So, and listen, you can never write off Argentina. They're the world champions. It's going to be Messi's last World Cup. Maybe they've got a chance as well. So I think it will be Spain or France. If not, I would go again for Argentina. But Portugal, I don't think so. England, I don't think so. Brazil, I don't think so either. I'd go Spain or France. Can't quite pick between those two. Kone, yeah, midfield for France. He's energetic as well. France have got so many ballers. I think they've probably got the best team, but just the balance with Deschamps. If Zidane was the manager, I'd probably say France. Messi and Ronaldo's last World Cup, yeah. Who's your dark horse? If we're going for one of the ones that we haven't mentioned, who's an outsider that is there in Italy? What about Holland? Who plays for Holland? Holland are a weird team though, aren't they, man? What about one of the African nations, man? I don't know. I'd love to see one of the African nations do well. Yeah, I don't know. Jamaica, man. Jamaica will make the finals, people. Jamaica will make the finals. Listen, if they qualify, that'll be enough. I'll be happy with that. Holland or Belgium? Yeah, Belgium. Belgium are another country, innit? They've got good players. They don't seem to do anything. De Bruyne, Lukaku, but maybe Holland, Van Dijk, you've got Nathan Ake, you've got Xavi Simons, you've got Depay, you've got Gakpo, Timber. Yeah, man, Holland have got a good back four, man. Imagine what they must play. What Nathan Ake at left back, Van Dijk at centre back, probably with De Vrij, and Timber at right back. That's a solid back four. That is a solid back four, man. So I'll go with Holland as an outsider. The Dutch. If Jamaica qualify, I will be at that World Cup. Oh, Dumfries as well. Yeah, they got a mad back four. But yeah, Van der Ven as well. Geez, how many defenders have they got? But yeah, listen, Senegal maybe. We'll see how they do against Brazil. But listen, yeah, Gabriel will be playing. If you want something to do on Saturday, I believe this ticket's available, but apparently they've gone up in price, so you're going to pay at least £100, which is a rip-off. But, see Vinicius Jr. and that. But it's what it is, people. And finally, before we do round up, I got one more story for you people, and that is surrounding Gabriel Jesus, who is being linked with a move to Everton. Apparently Everton want to sign Gabriel Jesus in January on loan, with a view to an option to buy next summer. Apparently, he does still have a house in that area as well, not too far away when he was at Manchester City. But according to reports, Mikel Arteta is reluctant to let him leave. Now, I want to ask you a question. I've said this before. You're not going to be able to sell a player on 250 grand a week who's just come back from an ACL. No one's going to be foolish enough to give him that contract, right? You need to see how he recovers from that injury. Should Arsenal be using the opportunity to send him to Everton where he might do well. Look at Grealish, he's done well there. Everton desperately need a striker. If he went to Everton for 6 months, you've got Ndai, you've got Grealish, there's a couple good players there. If he went to Everton for 6 months, Everton might take him and pay the wages, and take Grealish and pay the wages. You get him off the books in the summer. Financially, that is good business. Or are you in the thought process of thinking a fit Jesus is a good squad option for Arsenal until the summer, try and help us win the league, and then get rid of him in the summer, maybe on loan or whatever? If he did all right for Arsenal, maybe we could sell him in the summer at a massively reduced price. What do you think we should do? Would you keep him? They reckon he's available from December. He's back in full training. They reckon from December he'll be match fit and then he'll be available. Would you loan him to try and put him in the shop window to sell him next summer? Or would you keep him as a squad player and then make the decision? What I would do, this would be mine, and this is kind of sitting on the fence a little bit, if you like, as they say. If he's fit from December, keep him till January and see how he gets on in that 4 or 5 week period. If he comes off the bench and starts offering quality for us, you go, you know what, we're desperate to win the league. Who cares about the money? Even if you're on the bench, we'll keep you for a rotation. If he looks rusty and you think, you know what, man, his knees, he's mashed up, get him out the door. You know, that's what I would do. I'm sort of in the position at the moment, keep everybody. Keep everybody, even if you annoy people until the end of the season. We got to get over the finish line. You know what I mean? We've got to get over the finish line. I don't care if there's a match day squad, you're watching it on TV and there's 5 players out of the squad sitting there in their tracksuits, not even on the bench. That's where I'm at. I need everybody, because look at us. We got 6 players out injured at the moment. Right now, if Jesus was fit, he'd be a solid option off the bench. Now, I don't think we're ever going to see the Jesus when we first signed him, where he was mad sharp. But if you can get a solid version, Jesus would have come on Saturday against Sunderland for 20 minutes and give us a bit of hold-up play. So, listen, don't get me wrong. If there was a club right now that said we'll take him on a permanent, yeah, he's gone. He's gone. Get him off the wage bill. But I would probably, if you can keep him fit, hang on to him until the summer and then get him out the door. Yeah, I want us to have a too big a squad rather than too small a squad. So what we don't want is March, April, May, when you're talking Champions League quarterfinals and semi-finals, when we're hoping we're in it, you know, FA Cup quarterfinals, massive league games. We cannot be in a situation like we were just in at Sunderland, where Marino's up top and we've got no options on the bench, and you're playing Real Madrid or PSG in a Champions League quarterfinal with no squad depth. So I actually want Arsenal to sign somebody in January. That's how far I'm going with it. I want us to go and sign a left winger. I want us to sign a centre midfielder. I don't like our centre midfield squad depth, and I think we need a starting left winger. So some people will say our squad's too big. I actually want to add to it, but whether that's realistic or not, I don't know. Maybe the wage bill's too high. But in terms of moving forward, next summer I'd be getting rid of Jesus and I'd be getting rid of Kai Havertz. I'd sell both of them. They're on big wages, they've had big injuries, and none of them have been a raging success. But I would, if he can look quite sharp for that December, January period, I hang on to him until the summer. Because we need depth all over this team and we need experience. And you can't underestimate how important it is to have players around that have won major trophies. Whatever we think of Gabriel Jesus, this is a Premier League winning player. There aren't that many players in Arsenal's squad that have won the league in their careers, if you really look at it. You know, I don't think Raya's ever won a league. Timber has probably won a league at Ajax. I'm assuming he has. Gabriel and Saliba haven't. Calafiori definitely hasn't. He was at Bologna. Nkapie's won a league at Leverkusen. Rice hasn't won a league. Norgard hasn't won a league. Odegaard, I mean, maybe he was in a squad at Real Madrid when they won it, but he hasn't really featured. Eze hasn't. Saka. Martinelli, Trossard, Gyökeres has. So you're talking a couple of players in the whole squad that have won the league. You can't put a price on that know-how. So yeah, that's what I would do. If he looks sharp, keep him till the end of the season. If he looks rusty, then get him out. Gabriel Heinz has won leagues. Well, yeah, he has. But then if you're in, as a player, I could say Arteta's won leagues as an assistant manager, but we haven't seen the help from that as of yet. But hopefully we do moving forward. Did Gabriel win that league with Lille? He may have. Did Gabriel? That was when Pepe was there. Did Gabriel win the league? He may have been there. Now you said that with Lille. Did Gabriel win the league title with Lille? I think he did. I think he did. Lille. Two. I think he did. Yeah, you could be right. The start in the group matches. Yeah, I think he did. But then, no, this isn't clear. Was he with Font? Yeah, Jose Font at centre back. Gabriel, titles and achievements. Well, it's got 2 trophies there. One's the Community Shield, so I'm assuming the other one is the French title. I'm not sure. We signed him in 1920. When did Lille win the league? When did Lille win the league? Lille won the league. Lille won the league in 2021. So no, he didn't. He didn't. No, he wasn't. He wasn't there. He wasn't there, people. Yeah, I saw that Vitinha link. I don't believe it for 1 second. Basically, Vitinha's being linked with the Premier League. I don't see how. He's one of the best centre mids in Europe. Why would PSG sell him? Good teams lose talent. Think Salah, De Bruyne, and at Chelsea. Yeah, it's true. You can't keep everybody, can you? That's the problem. Yeah, he was on loan in Russia, was it? Wow, crazy. I didn't know he had a loan like that, Gabriel. But listen, people, big up to everyone locked in. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Is anyone live, redirect, or is anybody live, people? If not, we'll just get out of here. I can't see anybody live at the moment, so it looks like we're out of here. Yeah, we're out of here. People, big up to everyone locked in. Hit the like button and subscribe, and I will see you all tomorrow, people.